You were not born silent. Anger arrived clean and immediate, a signal from the body that something felt wrong. But early on, you learned it carried consequences. Maybe your volume was met with disapproval. Maybe connection faded when you protested. The nervous system adapted quickly. Expression became risk. So, anger softened into restraint. Not erased, contained. Silence wasn't weakness. It was protection, an internal structure built carefully, brick by brick, to preserve safety. You were praised for being calm, for being easy, for not causing problems. Social conditioning rarely announces itself. It rewards compliance quietly. Anger disrupts harmony, and harmony was valued more than authenticity. So you refined your reactions. You lowered your tone. You swallowed what felt sharp. The body registered the correction. The nervous system learned that belonging required moderation. And over time, politeness became a mask strong enough to hide heat. Intensity can feel dangerous when your environment lacks emotional safety. If anger once led to punishment, shame, or withdrawal, your brain encoded the memory. The amygdala does not debate fairness, it tracks threat. Your nervous system chose regulation through reduction. Smaller reactions, softer tone, less presence, you became manageable. Not because your anger was wrong, but because survival required control. Silence became your insurance policy against rejection. Suppression rarely feels dramatic. It feels responsible, mature, controlled. Each time you silence anger, the pattern strengthens. Neural pathways reinforce themselves through repetition. The brain prefers efficiency. What works once tends to repeat. Over time, restraint becomes automatic. You don't consciously decide to hide anger. Your system does it for you. Silence transforms from strategy into identity. You are no longer someone who feels anger. You are someone who avoids it. Eventually, you become known as calm, dependable, steady. Others trust your composure. They admire your restraint. And you begin to believe it defines you. Anger feels incompatible with that identity. So when it rises, you dismiss it. You label it irrational, immature. The body disagrees, but the mind overrides. Social approval reinforces the silence. The architecture strengthens, and beneath it, pressure accumulates quietly. Your nervous system does not measure truth. It measures safety. When anger once threatened connection, your system encoded suppression as protection. The pattern persists even when danger is gone. You remain quiet in moments that deserve clarity. You soften when boundaries should sharpen. The body braces, breath shortens, words disappear. Not because you lack strength, but because your system remembers an old rule. Silence prevents loss. Suppressed anger does not disappear, it relocates. What the mouth refuses to express, the body begins to store. Muscles tighten subtly, shoulders rise without notice, the jaw sets. Over time, this tension becomes baseline. The nervous system remains slightly activated, prepared for a threat that never fully resolves. Anger is energy. When it has no outward direction, it turns inward, circulating beneath the surface like contained electricity. The body keeps a ledger of incomplete reactions. In neuroscience, unresolved stress responses can remain active in the nervous system. When anger is suppressed, the fight impulse has nowhere to go. It lingers, the chest tightens, the stomach knots. Somatic storage is not poetic language, it is physiology. The body absorbs what the voice withholds, and over time, this stored tension begins to feel like personality. Suppression creates pressure, not explosive, but cumulative. Each time anger is swallowed, internal heat increases. The nervous system remains alert, though no action is taken. This creates a quiet agitation, a background hum of irritation without clear cause. You may call it stress or fatigue, but beneath it lies unexpressed force. Anger denied does not disappear. It compresses, building density inside the architecture of silence. When anger has no language, it often disguises itself. It appears as irritability, as anxiety, as unexplained exhaustion. The nervous system stays activated, but the mind cannot locate the source. Social conditioning taught you to reject anger, so you search for other explanations. Yet the body continues to signal. Elevated heart rate, shallow breathing, subtle agitation. The system is not malfunctioning. It is responding to containment. Chronic suppression taxes the nervous system. When the fight response is repeatedly inhibited, the body remains partially mobilized. This sustained activation can lead to fatigue, irritability, even numbness. Over time, the system oscillates between tension and shutdown. You may feel disconnected from your own intensity, but anger is not absence. It is displaced vitality. Energy that could have defended you instead exhausts you. Eventually, the body insists. Tension becomes pain. Silence becomes heaviness. The nervous system signals through discomfort what the voice refuses to articulate. This is not betrayal. It is communication. Anger seeks movement, expression, direction. When acknowledged, it organizes energy. When denied, it circulates without purpose. The architecture begins to strain under its own containment. Something inside you wants to be felt, not feared. Anger is not destruction. It is direction. Beneath its heat lies information. It tells you where something matters, where a boundary was crossed, where your values were dismissed. When you stop labeling anger as dangerous, it becomes data. The nervous system shifts from defense to awareness. You begin to ask, what is this feeling protecting? Suppression weakens, curiosity replaces fear, and the architecture begins to open. When anger is felt fully, without immediate suppression, it clarifies rather than overwhelms. The body completes the stress response instead of freezing it. Breath deepens, posture aligns. You recognize the impulse to protect yourself, not attack. Anger becomes boundary. It says, this matters, this is mine. This is where I end and you begin. The nervous system stabilizes when expression replaces containment. The body was designed to move through anger, not store it. When acknowledged safely, the energy mobilizes and resolves. Muscles release, breath steadies, the nervous system recalibrates. This is not aggression, it is completion. Social conditioning taught you to freeze the response, but evolution invites you to finish it, to let the signal pass through instead of building walls around it. Silence loosens its grip. Anger does not require shouting. It does not require destruction. True strength can remain quiet. It can say no without rage. It can hold ground without hostility. When anger is integrated, it becomes steady power. The nervous system no longer swings between suppression and explosion. It stabilizes. You discover that feeling intensity does not make you too much. It makes you honest. When you allow anger space, it transforms. It stops attacking inward. It begins guiding outward. You recognize where to speak, where to withdraw, where to protect your energy. The architecture of silence does not collapse. It evolves. Walls become windows. Containment becomes clarity. The nervous system learns a new rule. Expression does not equal loss. It can equal alignment. You were never broken for feeling anger. You were adaptive. You built silence to survive. But survival patterns can mature into conscious choice. Now, the same nervous system that once suppressed can learn to express. Not explosively, not recklessly, but clearly. Anger becomes information, boundary, direction. The architecture remains but redesigned, and this time it supports you instead of containing you.